What's up, guys? We have Ben Van Treese, Sophia Foresta. We're here to bring some knowledge and fix Soph a little bit and give her some work to help stabilize and mobilize her shoulders in a productive way. One of the things that we see a lot of, at the start lines is the fire up air guitar or whatever. I'm loosening my shoulder up, going through it as fast as possible, and all of a sudden, you form your arm across the room. Ben, what is actually happening when we see the people that, we're just going through that continuous range of motion, just trying to move through it, I'm loosening my shoulder up. What do we think's happening? What's not happening? And what do we want to do to actually make it happen?
Yeah, for sure. So the windmill arm thing, it's not bad, but we can improve upon it if we're trying to do something to actually loosen up our shoulders and get them kind of doing what they're supposed to do before an event, before we work out, before we race, whatever we have going on. So what's going on when we do this is we don't really know because we've got some rotation through the trunk. We're kind of really throwing the shoulder around. Most of the energy produced to move that is probably coming from the bottom, and then you're just kind of floating around the rest. So we're not really getting deep into the shoulder joint and accessing all the tissues within the shoulder to help the shoulder do what a shoulder is designed to do. So if we slow it down, do it under some tension, and do some shoulder cars, we're actually utilizing all of the tissue through the shoulder, and we're taking our shoulder through a true range of motion that we own, which will look different for everybody. Some people's circles will look like that, and that's all they have. That's fine. You just have not a very good shoulder. And then some people will be able to get a really nice big circle without motion through the rest of the body. That's a good shoulder, and doing that as a warm-up can be used as a training mechanism to get the shoulders to function better than other places.
So, what does this look like?
So, if we're taking somebody through shoulder cars, everything needs to be under tension. If it's not under tension, we're not getting good communication with the system. So, we always, that's one way. So we always start by packing air in the lower abdominal region. So deep breath into the belly, and then lock that in, and then continue to breathe. But we want about 50% tension through the gut. And now squeeze your booty, 5 out of 10. Legs, 5 out of 10. Punch both fists through the floor, 5 out of 10. Squeeze your chest, and then squeeze your back. Cool. So now all the things are tight. Are you still breathing? Yes. Excellent. So karate chop this hand. Cool. And we want to keep 5 out of 10 through the whole body, and then whatever we're moving, we want about a 3 out of 10 effort, because that'll allow us to not move all this and just move right here. So go ahead, bring your arm straight up slowly. Don't move the rest of your body. With 3 out of 10 effort. So you're coming up until you feel a block. So your palm's going to be facing you. And then squeezing back here, keep it in if you can. Cool. Once you feel that block, we want to pretend there's an X on the bicep and get the bicep and the X as far away from you as possible. So rotate from the shoulder joint. Don't move this way. Continue to rotate this way as you come in a full circle. Don't move the other side of your body. 3 out of 10. It's not a Herculean effort. We're warming up. Keep rotating. Keep rotating. We want that to turn over as soon as we can, up high as possible, and then bring it right back down. So now we still have tension. Try to keep it close to your spine. Drive the hand straight back until it gets stuck, and then pause. Now, once it gets stuck, push a little harder, a little higher. And then rotate the opposite way. So now we're going to open. Keep it low. Rotate first as much as you can, and keep rotating until palm faces you. Finish that circle up and over, and then bring it all the way back down. So that'd be one. If we're doing a warm-up specifically for shoulders, we do 3 to 5 on each side. 3 out of 10 effort as a warm-up. If we come in and work as hard as we can and we're not warmed up, you can actually cause some issues in the shoulder. You don't want to go from 0 to hero, so keep it mellow as a warm-up. So let's go ahead and do that again. You want to watch her body as she goes, but try not to move the neck, try not to move here, try not to move the hips. So coming up, 3 out of 10 effort.
And that's where it's really important to understand, like you said, blocking.
Yeah.
So it's different for that range of motion. That's where, if it may be up to here and it's straight out to the side, if that's your range of motion,
that's your range of motion. So you should play in your range of motion. There's ways to capture additional ranges of motion. This is a great starting point, and then you can see how she's rotating through her trunk a little bit as she does this. As she does it more and gets better at it, it's a movement skill. You'll be able to isolate and not move. The reason we want to do just the shoulder and not move the rest of the body is we need your nervous system to understand this is a shoulder joint, and if every time we move our shoulder and try to get this motion here, and we end up rotating here, our nervous system starts to think this is a shoulder joint, which that's a lot of joints. We want this to be a shoulder joint.
And that's a big thing that we see all around, like with people with injuries or movement deficiencies that, I can still squat pain-free, and our bodies adapt and learn a way to move around pain, which long-term is not good. So then we have all these deficiencies going on, and that's kind of the principle behind making sure everything else isn't moving, is we're improving specific things so that the body learns to function more efficiently together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's spot on.
Basically, dumbing it down.
Yeah, bringing it way down. So, with the squat example, anybody who can't, if I had a box here, I'd put this foot on the box, and so this is basically the bottom of a squat position. If I can't immobilize and pick this leg up off of the box, and then push down, pick up, push down without all this stuff moving, then when you squat, your hips are not functioning like a hip, and other pieces of the body are picking up that load, and that's what causes that long-term injury. So there's tons of ways to test the joints and then teach the body how to use the joint appropriately. Sometimes it takes longer. It just depends on the person and what the issue is. But no matter what's wrong with you, as long as it's not something structural, like a bone is into another bone with a bone spur or whatever, we can almost always improve the function of that joint. And through our assessment, we can tell. We can find immediately if it's bone on bone, you can see a doctor. If it's anything else, we can probably help you.
And that's, again, the biggest part is that when a lot of these things that we will show you, that doesn't necessarily mean it's all right for you. We're going to be bringing information that is built around our athletes that we have here hands-on and a lot of general information, but that's where the importance of an assessment comes in. Come and see Ben up here for the assessment, they get plugged into your program from there. Our goal is always to get you back into where you want to be, or whatever you're missing that has forced you to come see us. We want to get you back there as quickly as possible. We're not trying to sit here and be like, no. If we can, a lot of times we can get someone to squat safely with a goblet squat, but not with a barbell. So we can look at things like that and take that into consideration. It's not about not doing something or not being active. That is not the goal. So don't let that scare you away. We just want you to be able to enjoy the activities more.
Yeah, and we can do the assessments remote as well. You can come in, we can do it online. It requires you to get a YouTube account and take some videos, put them up. And then if you come in and your hips don't work well and squatting's painful, we're not gonna say don't squat. We're gonna say don't do that because it hurts, and we'll give you a high box and we'll work with you to get a 600-pound quarter squat while we get your hips to work well, and then we'll start loading you deeper, stuff like that.
You cannot go through life without squatting, without deadlifting. Those are just functional movements throughout the day. And so we figure out your variation that's right for you and go from there and build up back to an efficient full squat. And that's the end goal, because that's where our body wants to function. That's how we came out. That's how kids, we were laughing last night at the bowling alley.
His daughter squats like a champion. Perfect.
So, that's where we were.
It's beautiful.
And too often we say, I just have the normal aches and pains, just can't do that. No, it's not.
It's not normal.
It's not normal.
Yeah, so, for sure.
If you have any questions, post them below. We'll answer them on the feed. If you have any questions for Soph, just follow her at Foresta
DMs.
57 on Instagram. She'll answer all of our important questions. Really deep stuff, life, emotional, relationships. She covers it all.
Professional therapist. Right here.
Oh, good.
And all answers involve ride your bike.
Usually, yeah.
All right, so send us out.
Yeah, give us some love.
Thanks for watching. I don't know.
Natural.
Thanks.